All right, so this is Punk Boy NSF, aka Jatau. I've just arrived at Justin Herman / Bradley Manning Plaza on the north side, over by the skating rink. Then I've just caught the end of the. I'm catching the end of the rally now before we take off on our 3 o'clock march. So let's get a little closer here.
So if you agree with that, raise your banners and say, freedom to the 1%! Freedom to the 1%! And human rights for all of us! And human rights for all of us! I don't know how many of you know about Tibet. Many of you have heard about the Dalai Lama, I'm sure. Right?
Yes.
But Tibet used to be a sovereign nation before 1949, when the Chinese occupied, when the People's Republic of China, occupied us. And since then, we have been unsuccessful, sadly, in garnering the support of the international world for our freedom, our independence. And I'll tell you partly why. Mainly it's because the world leaders have not been bold enough to step up and to hold China accountable. It is happening even less so today because of the power of the 1%, because of corporate greed. And as long as China is allowed to be as abusive, as repressive, as regime as this, then we must speak out. We are here to support the 99%. We hope you will support our cause. And we together can change policies and politics. Thank you very much.
Occupy your heart. 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 Thank you. I'd like to introduce Tenzin Sedu. Okay, hold on. Okay, before the convention will continue, we have another speaker from the Burmese.
Hello, my name is Rick. I don't look Burmese, but I sort of am. I've been there so many times over decades. I just returned. Okay, here, I'll turn this up even further. Okay, my name is Rick. I just came back from Burma. Again, I've been going there for decades, helping the democracy movement, doing aid projects there. So I want to tell you a little update about Burma. Do all of you know where Burma is? Good. I won't test you. Okay, many people don't. It's also known as Myanmar. Myanmar is the name that the blood-stained regime changed the country to, so all of the opposition groups out here still refer to it as Burma. Okay, Burma, a lot of change is happening. Do you know who Aung San Suu Kyi is? Do we have a picture of her here? Oh, she's right below me. Okay, I stood in front of her 2 weeks ago listening to her talk, and I've seen her a few other times over the decades. A remarkable woman. Do you know why she is so important and so invincible? Her father, Aung San, was the first leader of the new, free, democratic Burma after the British released Burma. And he was assassinated only 1.5 years into office, 1948. She was 2 years old, but she carries that legacy. She is incredible. In Burma, finally, some changes are happening. We have to be cautious because at a time of like this, things backfire sometimes, as they did a few years ago when the regime cracked down on the monks and everything. You remember that? The crackdown on the monks? Saffron Revolution, it was called. Right now, we're at another point in Burma of great hope and possibility. I was there just half a year ago also, doing the relief work, and then I was there last month. Immense changes. For the first time, the media, the print media in Burma is free, more or less. All of the journals and periodicals that locals read have front page stories with pictures of Aung San Suu Kyi. Before, like in China, you can't exhibit pictures of the Dalai Lama. Now, all of a sudden, you can exhibit pictures of her, and people are buying prints of her in the markets. Only a few months ago, that would have been totally illegal and dangerous. People are hanging pictures of her everywhere, in shops, outside, inside, in their homes. And there's a kind of a feeling of freedom coming. It's going to take a lot of work. And we got major forces in there supporting Burma, like Russia and North Korea and China, of course. And even India, strangely. India, being a democratic country, is so afraid of China that it's doing a lot of work with the military regime in Burma to shore up its relationships. Okay, but things are progressing cautiously, I will say, and I want you to know that the Burmese people, majority Buddhist people, have been struggling for a long time. We have some representatives here from the Burmese community, some of my good friends here who may speak. Basically, they are not allowed to go back to Burma. They could try now, but because of what their record of protesting against the regime or active against the regime, they may not be able to until things change. Okay, I know we have a lot of speakers, so I'll wrap up and let's say occupy Yangon, occupy Mandalay, occupy Burma, along with here, okay? Everybody, thank you. Occupy Mandalay, occupy Mandalay, occupy Mandalay, occupy Mandalay. We could also occupy the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas too. Okay, thanks. Occupy human rights, occupy human rights, occupy human rights, occupy human rights. Thank you.
Okay, next, I'm going to introduce Tenzin Sedupla. He's the president of the Tibetan Association of Northern California. But before I do, I just want to give you a little bit of context about the Tibetan situation. 60 years ago, China marched into Tibet. Since that time, 1 million Tibetans have died as a result of the Chinese illegal, improper occupation, which is the opposite of this occupation. Over 6,000 of Tibetan Buddhist monasteries completely destroyed. This is Tibetan civilization. This is their schools, their libraries, their community centers. 6,000 was destroyed, bringing down to less like the 13 or 14 monasteries left. Their civilization taken over. So, please, I'm honored to introduce, like I said, Tenzin Sedupla.
Hello, let me introduce myself again. My name is Tenzin Sedupla, President of Tibetan Association of Northern California, and we have around 20,000 strong membership in Bay Area. Today is the December 10th. December 10th is an International Human Rights Day. We are commemorating 63rd anniversary of United Nations Declaration of Human Rights. And for Tibetans, it's even more important for us because this is a 22nd commemoration of Nobel Peace Prize conferment to His Holiness Dalai Lama. Dalai Lama was given the Nobel Peace Prize for one reason, because he stuck to the non-violent struggle of Tibetan freedom struggle. And I call upon this gathering that this movement should be non-violence so that you can gain more strength. Once you get violence, nobody gonna support this movement. So this movement should be non-violence, peaceful struggle. In the United States, the problem is outsourcing. Outsourcing is due to the political greed, due to corporate greed. How are you gonna stop that outsourcing? You don't wanna buy made in China. Start buying American-made product. Start buying American-made product. A lot of American people lost their job because of outsourcing. People can't pay their bill, can't pay their mortgage people end up in streets. Why? Because of corporate greed, corporate elite are ruling this country now. Neither Chinese people are gaining anything. No common Chinese people are gaining from this outsourcing. They are forced to work for long hours without pay. Who is benefiting in China then? It's communist Chinese elite and corporates in China. They're the one who benefits. So why you wanna outsource when Chinese common people are not gained from that? The solution is, I said before, stop buying made in China, stop buying American products. This is the only solution we have now. We have to show that corporate can rule American people. The movement should come from common people. The change should come from American people. We don't have to wait for government, legislatures, or a bill in that case to change the country. It's on our hand to change. People in Middle East changed. Why? Because common people rose up against the dictators in Middle East. They knocked down the dictators who were ruling those countries for few decades, and they established democracy. Now is the time. This should happen in America. And in Tibet, recently, 12 monks, mostly early teenager, I won't take more than minutes. So early teenagers, 12 of them self-eliminated themselves. Why? Because they had enough. They are sick and tired of communist Chinese rule in Tibet. They are frustrated. They have no choice but to burn themselves. And out of them, only 7 out of 12 people, 7 people died. So it is time people of the world stand up against exploitations, human rights violation happening inside Tibet, United States, China, Burma, all over the world. Free Tibet, free China, free world.
Occupy human rights!
Occupy human rights!
Occupy human rights!
Now we take to the streets, our streets. Now we march.
Hi everyone, it's me again, Amy. I'll be introducing the speakers today. Just a few housekeeping moments before we go over to 101 Market. We've got children who are going to lead the march for us today. Let's give it up for the children. Woo!
Alright, so what I'm going to do now is sever the stream, put in a fresh battery, and start over at 101. So let me walk away from here. Oh, let's get a shot of this.
You want to support Occupy SF. We've got our own signs over there to the left of the stage. Everyone's welcome to pick one up. If you pick one up, please return them. We do lose a few of these. I think they're mementos in people's bedrooms.
We're going to head to 101 and catch them as they march past. Alright, so as I said, let me disconnect, head over to 101 and catch the march from the front with all the children, which is going to be a beautiful sight. So, hoping the cops leave us alone since we got lots of kids with us today. So let's catch the sign. International human rights. The 99% demand respect for the rights of all people. So with that, I will bid you adieu, and I'll be back on momentarily as I switch my battery. Give me about 5 minutes. It'll give them time to group and get ready. So see you guys in a minute.